Hello, everybody, and welcome here to Darlington Raceway here in Darlington, South Carolina, as we're getting set for the running of the South Carolina Educational Lottery 200, race number 2 of the debut season of the NR2003 Diva Truck Series, which we haven't seen these gals since our season opener from Coca-Cola Super Speedway, which Jayla DeRazin went to victory lane in that event. We'll see how tonight's Truck Series race will be under the lights from the Darlington Raceway. Aaron Walsh starts on the pole position for today's race. Aaron Walsh comes into this race finishing 17th last time out at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. That was about 4 weeks ago. Olga Scott is alongside of her. Olga comes into this race. Olga Scott, if I can find her in the point standings. Olga Scott finished 34th last time out at Coca-Cola. Naomi Hudson is in row number 2. She finished 7th last time out at Coca-Cola 4 weeks ago. And Shanti Darwish is alongside in the number 5, in the 16 truck. And Darwish finished 33rd last time out at Coca-Cola 4 weeks ago. Jayla DeRazin has the points lead by 10 points over a tie for second between Carolina Bradley and Maisie Creighton. Stephanie Lear is 15 points back. She is fourth in the standings. Fifth in the standings is Hazel Eveling. Sixth in the standings is Kim Patterson. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn all these names here. Naomi Hudson, 34 back, is 7th. 8th in the standings is Aurora Combs. 37 back. Elena Lydia is 38 back in 9th. And completing the top 10 is Jessica Smith, who is only a total of 46 points back. Here's the rest of the lineup. See where your favorite Diva girl is starting. And now let's get these trucks rolling off behind the pace truck. So it's been 4 weeks since we've seen our Diva Truck Series girls. Some of them have been either racing in the Diva Bush Series in the last couple of weeks. Can't wait to see how our Diva Truck Series drivers will do on a track that is too tough to tame. That would be Darlington Raceway. Some of these girls racing in all 3 series. Some of them are racing in both this series and Diva Bush tomorrow night. So we'll see how this race will play out. 56 laps of racing. I don't think pit strategy is going to be a factor, but what we saw last time out at Coca-Cola, it could happen. We'll just have to wait and see. Here we go. Second race of the season, the South Carolina Educational Lottery 200. The second race of the Diva Truck Series is green. Welcome back, Diva Trucks. Let's go racing at Darlington, ladies. This is a very wide egg-shaped track, the only egg-shaped track we go to on the calendar. This track definitely eats up tires during the course of the race weekend. And we're going to have to see how these girls will master 56 laps of racing. Of course, we had a caution-free race. Or actually, no, not a caution-free race. Excuse me. We had a caution in our season opener 4 weeks ago at Coca-Cola. That was a super speedway. This is our first speedway for the Truck Series. Although we've been racing on speedways the last couple of weeks for Diva Bush and Diva Cup, so there you go. Naomi Hudson going to go for the race lead. 15 led that lap, but here comes the 7 to take the race lead. Of course, we're going to get to see more of the Diva Truck Series next week when all 3 series head to the last great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway. That should be a lot of fun as Aurora Combs getting really close to Naomi Hudson. And Aurora Combs going to go for the race lead. And here comes Kathy Rogers in the 52. As I said before, I'm still trying to get used to some of these names for the Diva Truck Series because, like I said, it's been 4 weeks since we've seen them race at Coca-Cola. Claudia Flores in the 46, who's been having a struggle over in the Diva Bush Series. Flores was 27th in the season opener for the trucks last time out at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Of course, I already figured out where we're going to go for the Diva Truck Series. After that, as the 52 had to get out of the throttle, and that's allowed Claudia Flores in the Action Chevrolet Silverado to take the lead. Here comes the 75. The 75 of Junie Carter. I'm still trying to, like I said, I'm still trying to learn all these names here. Junie Carter finished 29th last time out at Coca-Cola. She is 30th in the point standings. And that's because some drivers like Balam Kim led a lap back at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. So that's why some of them are not where they are, even though they did lead some laps at Coca-Cola 4 weeks ago. Aurora Combs right there. There's Naomi Hudson in the LSU Tigers Chevy Silverado. The inside line is the place you want to be. You don't want to be on the outside line. And also, 3 wide is never a good idea on a track like this. So we'll see if these girls can just mind their P's and Q's during the course of this 56-lap race. And looks like Junie Carter nearly got a Darlington stripe. The 46 did. That was Claudia Flores. Aurora Carter. Let's see where the gal that came in this race, our points leader, Jayla Durazin. There she is running in 8th. The gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead is 13th. That would be Carolina Bradley. She is 2nd in points coming into this race. So right now, the top 2 in the championship starting to move their way to the front of the field. All of these drivers, just like I said, minding their quote-unquote P's and Q's here tonight. These drivers can go 74 laps. Of course, they're on the CTS physics. So it's really important to make sure you take care of your tires, because remember, this track is abrasive on tires, just like it was last time out at Rockingham, North Carolina. Little contact there, but that's okay. Rubbins racing in the Truck Series. As here comes the 7 of Naomi Hudson. That is the battle for the lead. Remember, Naomi Hudson comes to this race 7th in points. Who in the world was that in the wall in the back? That was a yellow truck. And that was the 91 of Jessica Smith. That was up into the wall off of turn number 4. As we're going to hit the 1/4 distance of this evening's race. And Naomi Hudson's going to go up in the wall as I was trying to get to the 08 of Olga Scott. Just past the 1/4 mark in tonight's race, I should say. Olga Scott, 34th in the points after a poor race last time out at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Here comes Olivia Jackson in the 6. Olivia Jackson, 21st last time out at Coca-Cola. Trying to improve, and there's Jayla Durazin all over the back of the Kevin Harvick Incorporated Chevy Silverado. Check the back of the field, see if anybody's dropped off the pace, and that's Stephanie Lear in the 5. Looks like she's about to lose the draft here. She's really fighting that truck. Stephanie Lear was 4th in the standings. Of course, she had a great run at Coca-Cola. This is not the run she was hoping for. Maisie Creighton running in 28. She was 3rd in the points coming into this race. So a couple of drivers who had great runs at Coca-Cola are struggling here tonight. And the top 2 in the championship are now 1-2. Durazin leading, Carolina Bradley in 2nd. Both of these girls using this truck race to help them out in the Diva Busch Series race tomorrow night. And they're putting it to good use here tomorrow because they need every bit of data. Durazin drives the 26 Dr. Pepper Dodge in Diva Busch, whereas Carolina Bradley's driving the Nesquik Bunny Ford Taurus out of PBC Racing in the Diva Busch Series. Durazin got her 5 points for leading a lap. Carolina Bradley wants her 5 points so that way she can stay tight to Jayla Durazin. Of course, Ford F-Series went to victory lane. Dodge has yet to go to victory lane in the Truck Series. And now the top 2 have led their laps and have gotten their 5 points. So now we're back to square one. Carolina Bradley in the 4. It's going to be developing in the Diva Busch Series and Diva Truck Series before she goes up to the Diva Cup Series after she is 18. Carolina is only 16 years old. She'll turn 17 next year. That is the 72 of Ruby Walker. Let's see where Ruby Walker is in the point standings. She was top 15. She finished in the top 15, 14th to be exact last time out, as Ruby Walker wants her 5 points for leading a lap. This is, by the way, the longest race for the Diva Truck Series. In fact, this will be the longest race so far for the for all of the series, with the exception of the Diva Cup Series. That will run 80 laps at Charlotte when we have the Coke 600 race weekend, which will involve all 3 series, I'd like to point out. Currently in second is Calip Ambrosia. Ambrosia came into this race finishing 32nd last time out at Coca-Cola. And that is Abigail Lynn in the 1. Abigail Lynn finished 15th at Coca-Cola 4 weeks ago. Getting ready to approach the midway point of tonight's race here at Darlington Raceway. Which brings the question of, will we have tires come into play in this evening's event? Of course, we're under the lights, which means the track will have a lot more grip as this race goes on. And Darlington is the toughest pit road to get onto for this series. As we're going to approach the halfway point of this evening's race. I don't know who that red truck was. That was in the outside retaining wall. Oh, that is April Glover. April Glover was the one that got up in the outside retaining wall, so she just earned herself a Darlington stripe. And here comes Abigail Lynn. Truck 1, P1. Abigail Lynn would like to get a chance to lead this race. We're past the halfway point. As Olivia Jackson's up into the wall. And there she goes, around and in the inside wall. And that was a common factor of this racetrack. And no doubt the caution is out. Abigail Lynn did take the caution. First caution of the day, or caution of the night, lap 29. A lot of damage to Olivia Jackson's truck. '21st in the standings, and it looks like Abigail Lynn's waiting for the pace truck to catch up. Does not look like anybody's going to come to pit road. Shanti Darwish also slowing down. I would imagine the 6 truck would be coming to pit road. Looks like that is not the case. So our first caution of the night on lap number 29. Can't believe we went that far before the yellow flag came out. Let's jump back, look at a replay, see what happened. You basically already saw it, but we'll show it to you again just for the heck of it. As the caution's out, we're past the halfway point here in the South Carolina Educational Lottery 200. Well, we basically already showed it to you live, and this is what happened. Olivia Jackson was all the way up to the outside retaining wall, getting the, quote, Darlington stripe. And as soon as she came off the wall, there was just nowhere for the 16 to go. And sent the 6 truck in the inside wall. It amazes me we only got away with only a 1-truck incident. A lot of damage to the snap-on Chevy Silverado of Olivia Jackson, who was running second at the time of the crash. And looks like her chances of a very solid run is going to come to a screeching halt. Jackson came into this race. If I find her in the standing, she was 21st last time out at Coca-Cola. Don't think she's going to have a good run here tonight. Caution's out for the first time today. We'll take a commercial break. On the other side of the break, we'll get you to the green flag here at Darlington. Green flag about to go back in the air on lap number 34 of 56. That would give us a total of 23 laps of racing to go. Abigail Lynn is the race leader. Shanti Darwish is 7. Hazel Eveling is 3rd. Carolina Bradley 4th. 5th is Ruby Walker. 6th, Erin Walsh. 7th, Abigail Furling. Where did the Orleans Dodge come from? Ruby White is 8th. 9th is Chow Deng. And 10th is Balam Kim. Nobody out of the race after the incident that took place, but the 6 truck has continued on, but has a lot of damage. And on an aerodynamic track of Darlington Raceway, that's not going to help her. So it looks like the 6 truck is going to be off the pace. So that is a tough break for the 6 of Olivia Jackson. So big disappointment for her, but she'll look to bounce back next week at Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, that track will not be aerodynamics. Going to be a very interesting close to what was a very calm and collective race. That's, by the way, our second caution of the season for the truck series. And we're back to green here at Darlington. Nobody a lap down as well. All 36 trucks that started the race are taking our first restart of the evening. As everybody's going to be up to speed. Let's see if the 6 is going to be up to speed. And surprisingly, the 6 truck is up to speed. Abigail Lynn still leading. Her teammate, Hazel Eveling, is currently in 3rd. Right there is Shanti Darwish, the Egyptian driver. As we're coming down to the end of what has been a very good race. Had to pull up the point standings back up. Excuse me. Whereas Jayla Durazin dropped all the way back to 25th. And Carolina Bradley, truck 4 is P4. Remember, Carolina Bradley came into this race 2nd in the points. And as things stand, Carolina Bradley, with the issues of Stephanie Lear and Maisie Creighton, which, by the way, where is Maisie Creighton right now in the running order? She's 19th. Right now, Carolina Bradley would take the points lead heading into next week's race at Bristol Motor Speedway, which, by the way, it's our first short track race for all 3 series, believe it or not. Now, I do want to mention a thing about Bristol next week. The truck series will run the, quote, papyrus version of Bristol Motor Speedway. Diva Bush and Diva Cup will be running the Bristol 2003 version. The reason I say that is because the papyrus version of Bristol cannot hold a 42-car field. It can hold a 36 truck field like these truck series drivers, but it cannot hold a 42-car field for Diva Bush and Diva Cup. So I had to download the Bristol NR2003, the Bristol 2003 version, so that way it can hold a 42 car field. I just want to throw that out if you guys get confused about which version of Bristol I'm using. Either way, we're still going to Bristol Motor Speedway, nevertheless. even though it'll be on 2 different track versions. But like I said, it's because the Papyrus versions, the day and night of Bristol, cannot hold a 42-car field. So, but that's the truth. And if any of you have any tricks of how I can get a Papyrus version to do a 42-car field or 43-car field, let me know in the comments section below. Let's see where the 2 truck of Hazel Eveling is. She's 5th in the standings. Of course, she is the highest of the Ultra Motorsports trucks. And of course, her teammate being the 1. Dodge trying to go to victory lane for the first time this season. Has Dodge been to victory lane in the, as I'm looking here real quickly. Let me see. I'm going to check the other 2 series. Dodge just went to victory lane in the Diva Cup Series last week at Atlanta. And I don't think Dodge has been to victory lane in Diva Trucks or Diva Bush. Then again, the only series that Dodge has been to victory lane, however, this season is in the Diva Cup Series. Of course, it was Lauren Ekstrom who went to victory lane last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and you will see Lauren Ekstrom and the other 41 Diva Cup Series drivers 2 nights from now. Shanti Darwish is going to get moved up the racetrack, and it could be an Ultra Motorsports 1-2, and looks like that's the case. And looks like the 2 truck tried to take a peek, but couldn't, and Ruby Walker tried to take a peek on the outside, but as we all said all night, the inside line is the place you want to be. And Ruby Walker is now dropping down through the running order. As I like to say, she's going the wrong way. A couple of trucks getting the Darlington stripe off of turn number 4. We're inside of 10 laps to go, by the way. Right now, Abigail Lynn, if she holds on to the win, this would put both of the Ultra Motorsports trucks in the top 10 in the points leaving tonight. Because with Hazel Eveling currently in the top, she was in the top 5 in the points coming into tonight's race. She's also ahead of drivers, referring to Hazel Eveling. She's also ahead of drivers like Maisie Creighton, Stephanie Liera, and Jayla Durazin, who comes in this race as the points leader and last time out's winner. So it's looking pretty good that it may be her or Carolina Bradley who will take the points lead. It'll more than likely be Carolina Bradley, because Bradley's only going to lose about 5 or 10 points, but it will depend what the points show me going into next week's race at Bristol. Which, by the way, we start consecutive races straight for the truck series, so that's good. Can't wait for Bristol Motor Speedway, as Hazel Eveling's trying to take a look underneath the 16, and as soon as I say that, Shanti Darwish just got up in the wall. That's just allowing Abigail Lynn to pull away and say, you 2 girls keep fighting it out. I'm just going to ride off into the distance like nothing even happened. And Shanti Darwish is going to lose some more spots. 3rd is going to be Aaron Walsh. Carolina Bradley goes to 4th. Chow Ding in 5th. Shanti Darwish went from 2nd to 6th. And she's going to be hounded by Abigail Furling, who's 7th. Tina Turner is 8th. Claudia Flores, 9th. And Olga Scott complete the top 10. Olga's having a good run here tonight. Right now, the Ultra Motorsports Dodges. It's about to be a Dodge 1-2-3 once Carolina Bradley dispatches Aaron Walsh. Survey says she has done so for the time being, but now the 50 truck's looking to her inside. And looks like Carolina Bradley can't get down to the bottom, so now she's going to lose some positions. And that's not good for Carolina Bradley. The good news for her, well, right now the gal she's trying to run down for the points lead is running in 18th. Bradley is only 12 spots ahead. So we'll see how the rest of this race is going to go. I noticed a driver I haven't talked about, Kim Patterson. She's down there in 20th. Looks like the 5 truck is going to take a hit in the standings. Stephanie Liera, because she came as race 4th in the point standings. She's running in dead last, so not entirely sure what is wrong with the 5 truck, excuse me, but she was a driver who had a great run at Coca-Cola. She's going to take a hit in the point standings after this race. Next time by, we're about to come and get the white flag here at Darlington. As here it goes, Abigail Lynn sees the white flag. One more lap to go for her. Funny thing about the 1 and the 2 trucks, they're both girlfriends, and they're both sisters to Brenda and Courtney Lynn, excuse me. Which we will see those two in a couple of nights from now. But off of turn number 4, Abigail Lynn makes her sister proud, and Abigail Lynn's going to win the South Carolina Educational Lottery 200 here tonight at Darlington. And it's an Ultra Motorsports 1-2 Dodge. Second win of the year. Of course, they went to victory lane with Lauren Ekstrom in Diva Cup last week at Atlanta. And now they've gone to victory lane here in the Truck Series. Standings are now official. Hazel Eveling will get second. Great run from her. She was 5th in the points. She'll stay in the top 10 of the points. Abigail Lynn will move inside the top 10 of the points after tonight's race. Shanti Darwish came home in 3rd. Shanti finished. See where Shanti Darwish was in points. Shanti Darwish finished 3rd last time out at Coca-Cola, so a well-needed run from her. Tina Turner comes away in the 4th position. Tina was 25th in the standings after finishing 25th last time out at Coca-Cola. Good run for her. Erin Walsh will get 5th. She finished 17th at Coca-Cola. Good run from her. Claudia Flores gets a 6th place result. Great run for Claudia, who had a tough race at Coca-Cola last time out. 27th she finished last time out, so that will be a better result. Carolina Bradley, 2nd in points, comes home in 7th. And Jayla DeRazin finished all the way down to 26th. Ugh, that's not good for her. Chow Dang gets 8th place in the 50 truck. Chow Dang came into this race, finished 26th last time out, so she'll move up through the point standings. Calip Ambrosia, 32nd last time out at Coca-Cola, gets 9th. And the 59 truck of Donna Ramirez gets a top 10 result. And Donna Ramirez finished 22nd. So a couple of drivers who struggled at Coca-Cola is going to move up through the points tables, and a lot of drivers who had good runs at Coca-Cola going to take some hits in the standings. Olga Scott, Abigail Furling, good run for Abigail. Naomi Hudson, Maisie Creighton salvaged a 14th place result. Of course, Maisie was near the high 20s in the early stages, so that truck came to life at the end of the race, and Ivana Dooney came home with a 15th place result. April Glover, Kathy Rogers, Balam Kim, Kim Patterson, and Ingrid Pollard will complete your top 20. Look on down through the remainder of the finishing results. Number of drivers who had good runs. Of course, Olivia Jackson was involved in a wreck earlier tonight, never recovered, 35th for her. And Junie Carter finished 2 laps down in 36. I'm not entirely sure what was wrong with the Spears Chevrolet Silverado. And Junie Carter, who finished 30th, or finished 29th, came in this race 30th in the standings. Boy, she's going to take a hit in the standings. Shalea Askarov's going to take a pretty good hit in the standings. Stephanie Lear, and I know Olivia Jackson will take a hit in the standings because those girls had good runs at Coca-Cola, and they struggled here this evening at Darlington Raceway. Excuse me. But that is going to do it from Darlington for the Diva Truck Series. Glad to see these girls back. We'll see them next week at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll tune in for that. Hope you enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCS Race Crew today. We've shown your full finish results. You will see your point standings heading into our pre-race show next week from the world's fastest half mile. But we still got to cap off our race weekend, though, with the Diva Bush and Diva Cup Series races from here at the Darlington Raceway before we head off to the world's fastest half mile, or as we like to say, the last great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway. Until then, I've been Dita Volz signing off. Good night from Darlington as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Race TV, the best in our racing around the world since 2017.